Welcome to the DIY Pest Control Podcast, where you get the best info for those who want to perform their own pest control. The DIY Pest Control Podcast is brought to you by Nature Pest. Nature Pest has been providing the finest in commercial and residential integrated pest management for structural, lawns, trees, shrubs, and mosquitoes with better control and less contamination at an affordable price. For more info, visit us at naturepest.com. Okay, so this recently popped up on my screen on my Facebook page. Since I'm in pest control, I'm going to get these ads. They're going to be sent to me. And let me do a little bit bigger so that you can see it. Hopefully, there it goes. All right, so the ad says from Pesty, stop overpaying for pest control. Pest control is expensive. DIY pro-grade pest control. Okay, so that sounds really good. I mean, you get pro-grade pest control in your home for do-it-yourselfer. So I wrote a comment on it, and of course I'm active here on Facebook, so all my pop-ups are going to be there. But it says anyone can perform a preventive maintenance service to their home. Sweep and perimeter treat. That's what most of us do. Not everyone can solve a pest problem. That's what a pro does. By the way, they're not your customer. Know your customer. The reason I wrote this because people were up in arms that about these ads and pest control people. Well, it's no different than a mechanic being up in arms about you being able to get a sent to you a manual. Remember when you used to be able to go to the hardware store, the auto parts store, and buy the manuals for your vehicle and repair your own vehicle? You can go to YouTube now, and chances are there's a video out there on how you can perform your own, mechanic work. There are certain things you can do. You can change a battery. You can change a tire. You can change an alternator. You can change the filter. However, when your timing belt goes out, that's going to be a little tougher. When the transmission goes out, that's going to be a little tougher. Just like an electrician. You don't need an electrician to install a ceiling fan. Unless you don't want to install a ceiling fan, and then you hire an electrician. But if you're going to change one out, you can change a GFI outlet. You can change a water heater. However, it's when the problems arise, when you don't have all the tools and you don't have all the equipment, that you run into trouble. And this is what most people are going to run into. Most of the time, 95% of the time when people call us is because they have an existing pest problem that they need to get rid of and they can't figure it out. I mean, I get the call. My husband has put out the dust. He's put out the tablets. He's put out the gel. He's put out the foggers. He's done everything. What are you going to do that's different than what he's already done? And I'll get the call from the same thing from the husband saying, what are you going to do differently than I've already done? And the fact is that I have specialized training and about 14 years of experience where we've done over 10,000 homes, and I've seen 10,000 things that you haven't and figured it out how to solve it. And that's called experience. So the company has a great little website. Let me go over here. I've got two mouses going. And this is, I don't know why this is taking so long. There we go. All right. You can order, and we'll get into this. Oh, I've got no, thank you. They're trying to talk to me. You can get this bundle package for, 4 payments, 4 shipments per year at $24. And if you want to do one at a time, it's $29. And what you get is this little pest applicator that you see there. You get a little ounce of pest control, which is enough product to do about a 6% solution for that active ingredient, and a little spray nozzle that you use that has a battery one, and then you take the little bag and you dispose of it and you get rid of it, and then you don't have to keep that around. There's a convenience factor there that, it comes in a green package. It makes you feel that it's green, but it really isn't a natural product. It's a synthetic pyrethroid. How do we know this? Well, we go to the back to the website, and down here they have, is it safe around? Well, if there is applied correctly, yes, it is. But the ingredients, what is the ingredient? Well, let's get into this. We partner with pest control manufacturers to hand select and ship pesticides that are optimized for your location and bugs in your area. And then it tells you in most states, your shipment will come with state-of-the-art lambda-cyhalothrin based on pyrethroid insecticide inspired lambda-cyhalothrin based pyrethroid, that's what it is. It's a synthetic pyrethroid inspired by the natural defense of chrysanthemum flowers. Well, it makes you sound like they're getting a green product. Well, one thing is that you have to understand chemistry. This is a synthetic pyrethroid made in a lab. It is not pyrethrum from chrysanthemum flowers, which is natural, which is botanical, which is organic certified. They are OMRI certified. However, not to spray inside the home, only outside. And so when you look at lambda-cyhalothrin, say, well, what the heck is lambda-cyhalothrin? Well, lambda-cyhalothrin belongs to a group of pesticides known as pyrethroids. There's about 29 of them available on the market. Here is lambda-cyhalothrin. Demand CS by Syngenta is the original product. And when we look down here from Demand, from Do My Own Pest Control, by the way, this is another company that has a program. And if you look here, there is lambda-cyhalothrin. Let it go down there for a minute. It's taking a little while for this to transmit over. There you go. Lambda-cyhalothrin, 9.7%. Now, they have, and I'm going to tell you why I do this. They have a subscription called Pest Box starting at $7.99 a month for the same chemical. The only thing is you don't get the little spray bottle and you don't get the little spray bag. You have to use it in a regular spray, plastic sprayer, 1 gallon air pump sprayer that costs $21, $22. You can pick one up probably at a local hardware store for $14 or $15. And you basically apply the mix, but you need to mix it. The other convenience with the other product is it already comes, the dosage comes pre-mixed, estimating that you're going to use one of those depending on how big your house is. With this one, you go here and you look at the size of your house, and basically you have to put in your zip code. Let's use that one. And then you got to tell them how big roughly, how many linear feet around your home, so that they can send you the right amount of chemical. Because if you got a big home, then that's going to be different. So the other Pesty doesn't do this. They just send you one pre-mixed product and that's it. Now, why am I partial to Do My Own? Well, you're going to get it for, they're talking about in the ad, this is what it's funny, is that pest control is expensive. Stop overpaying. They're selling it for $24, $25, $29 a month. Well, you can actually save even more with Do My Own. And with Do My Own, if you've got 100, let's say 150 to 300, you got a medium-sized house. Well, it's going to cost you $14.98 a month, for a perimeter defense program, which is what 95% of us are going to do on a maintenance program. The problem is, Do My Own sells all kinds of pest products, including gel-based. What are you going to do when you get an ant that actually gets inside your house? Are you going to have to call a pest professional now when you spend $24 to get, the gel bait that you need to control that ant? What if you need an interior product? What if you need monitors? See, you only get one service with that, and this is not going to control everything inside a home. It's not going to solve a pest problem if you have an existing pest problem. It's only for maintenance. Good luck you trying to solve a big-headed ant problem or a ghost ant problem or an odorous house problem or a pharaoh ant problem or any other type of invasive species ants, which are common. These are the most common. A carpenter ant problem. You're not going to solve it. It's a minimum viable maintenance service. So again, if you get a problem inside your home, who are you going to call to solve that problem. Because on about 6% of our clients, they still experience a pest problem inside their home throughout the year. They need to call us and we need to do a baiting service or we need to do something else to solve this problem. Now, this is a good idea. Why am I partial to do my own? Well, I got to be transparent with you. I am an affiliate marketer for Do My Own. I've got a lot of clients who call me, we do their yard. They would like to do their home. They don't want to pay us to do the home. And I said, order it from Do My Own. And whenever you have a problem and you can't solve it, you give me a call. I'm here for you. I'm more than glad to help you solve it. A lot of people just have a lot of issues with that. I basically made peace a long time with that. People are going to do in their home what people want to do in their home. And you can only guide them and help them. At the end of the day, they're going to make the decisions. And where is the best place to go? It's Do My Own. I'm an affiliate marketer. I have been for 6 years. When customers ask me, what do? I said, I send them there. Now, here is the reason why, even if you choose that product, let's go there and see, you can buy this. You can buy the generic for $37, but there's a smaller bottle I believe you can get for $28. There's Sysmic CS. We use Sysmic CS all the time for mosquito control. And you look at the label. Now, remember, you must read the label. The label is the law. You go into the label. You read this label. It tells you right here, okay? Caution, keep out of reach of children. It's a caution label, meaning the toxicity on what is known the LD50 is low. As a matter of fact, you read this whole section and you understand it. This is a pyrethroid. It is the exact same thing they're selling you. It is what's called VapGuard technology, which is a micro-encapsulated pyrethroid, meaning the chemical is wrapped around a coating that releases slowly, and it kind of like the way fertilizer is made. That's kind of how pyrethroid. Now, you need to read the first aid statement. You need to familiarize yourself if something goes wrong. There's a precautionary statement. Harmful if swallowed. So it tells you what to do. You got a hazard environment. This is toxic to fish. You got to be careful. If you've got a koi pond and this thing goes volatile in the air, you could kill your fish. Physical chemical hazard. This is the stuff we need to read by law in order for us to apply the chemical correctly. The directions for use. You need to read that. And then not just how many ounces per gallon. Here's how to perform a perimeter treatment. The label tells you how to perform a treatment. I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bigger and go over to the side. There we go. And I'll go to the other side. Oh, no, the other side. Okay. I think we got this. You see? So where can you apply it? Where can you not apply it? This is going to be on the label. If you're going to do a professional grade pest control to your home, you need to read the label like a professional, interpret it, understand it, because you are putting your family at risk when you make a misapplication. And then if you look at it, it tells you the dosage. Well, between 0.2 to 0.4 ounces is what you measure, about 12 ml. It's got a little tip and pour jar, and you measure it, and these are the insects of how you have to treat. And you see these little tubes right here? This tells you what you have to do. But that is the product. There's always a disclaimer from every manufacturer of the limits of liability and what they're responsible for. In other words, if you mix it wrong, if you apply it wrong, if you poison your family, you poison the dog, something goes wrong, it's on you because you didn't read the label and you didn't apply it correctly. So they're claiming that you can save over at Pesty, that you can save, I don't know, like 30 something a year now. You can save over what manufacturers or what pest control people charge. Listen, our service starts out a minimum service because we're an eco-friendly company, because we do have a website, because we do have employees, because we do have workman's comp, because we do carry insurance, because we do have to pay for marketing, because we have phones and vehicles and all the equipment, and we carry 36 products on that truck to solve every problem, there's no way we're ever going to compete with just chemical alone, you buying it directly. That's a reality. So who buys our service? People that trust us, that want us to do it for them because they don't want to do it themselves. That is who our customer is. If you want to do it yourself, you're obviously not our customer. I hope you will be our customer, but it's okay if you're not. And what I wanted you to know that you have to read those labels. You have to become familiar with Do My Own. You're going to save 95% compared to hiring a professional. But you got to have all the products. So when you have an ant problem and you have a roach problem and you have an American roach problem and now you have a flea problem, when you start buying all these products, you figure you need to spend $500, $600, $700, $800 in product a year and then store it somewhere where we show up. We know exactly what to do. We get it done and it's over. Our maintenance price starts out at $89 a month for our premium package, and $89 a month every 2 months for our standard package, which covers about 95% of the pests that they have on this list. As a matter of fact, if you order from Do My Own, you're buying the chemical almost at the same price I am from my supplier. The difference is usually 5 to 15% difference depending on the chemical. So an 8-ounce bottle, when you're only applying 0.2 ounces, will last you 2 years for $28. For the price that they're charging you for one service, you could buy it from Do My Own and do an entire 2 years worth of pest control. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. And understand that one product, it sounds good, but it just is a dream to think that one product, one service from one supplier is going to solve all of your pest problems in a home and that you're going to be able to prevent every pest problem. It just isn't the reality. All of the things we have to know, I mean, we read about that much in order to get our license and be certified and be safe and apply this in a safe manner.
Thank you for listening to the DIY Pest Control Podcast. Please remember that although Franklin Hernandez is a certified and licensed pest control operator in the state of Florida, the content of this podcast is for informational purposes only. You should consult your local and state government or cooperative extension service before performing any pest control service. Remember to always read and follow label directions because the label is the law.